Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Jason Pizzino on the Crypto Byte channel. Thanks again for joining us. If you are new here, always remember to hit that subscribe button down below and also tap onto that little bell icon so you get the daily, hourly updates of the channel. I'll switch across so you can see the homepage of our channel there, Crypto Byte. Just past 60 subs. Got quite a lot of videos popping out there, so you'll always have something to watch, and there's plenty of us on hand. If you have any questions to ask, remember to leave those in the comments below. You can also check out our Instagram and Twitter accounts, and yeah, someone will be sure to get back to you over on those pages there. So let's jump across. I'll leave that chart just for now. I'm going to go across quickly over to the cryptocurrency market capitalizations. We are sitting at today 480 billion, Bitcoin 170 billion market cap, Ethereum 90 billion, Ripple 44 billion, and so on and so forth. So I guess I want to point out one thing, and this was brought to my attention quite some time ago, and it's very simple when I think about it. Just makes a ton of sense. When you see these numbers, they're all theoretical. Like it's not an exact figure of money that is in the market. Contrary to popular belief, there's not actually $171 billion in Bitcoin. There have been some estimates, there were some news articles out there. I did see it on another channel as well, but also from my research, potentially it's about a 50-to-1 as in how much money is in the market. So if we look at, say Ethereum, we just take that as, bump it up, round number, 100 billion, okay? 50-to-1, there possibly is just $2 billion moving that market around. So that's quite a big difference as to what is actually showing up as their market cap. That's obviously possible because there aren't all of the coins available at any one time. There's only a certain amount that are available to purchase at a particular time, so it doesn't take a ton of money to move the market that much. So we've got the whole market cap just 20 billion short of 500 billion. If you were to use the same maths there, 500 billion divided by 50, potentially $10 billion actually in the markets here. So if 10 billion was to be taken out, the market would be practically zero. That's essentially the idea. That's the maths behind how much actual physical dollars there are in the account. Obviously we know they're not physical, it's all numbers on a screen. You know what I'm talking about there. So that was just something I wanted to bring up there. I think that's quite important to understand, so that it's not like a massive panic situation where the cap might drop 50%. But potentially there's only $3, $4, maybe $5 billion have been pulled out of the market. So with that said, let's jump over now to Bitcoin. We were looking at this the other day in the video that's titled Litecoin. So I'll just quickly show you that there. Should you buy Litecoin? So on that top row, it's just buy Litecoin before Moonshoot, massive gains. That's the title of that video. So I'll talk about Bitcoin technical analysis in that video as well. Bitcoin, going back to that, we were sitting at around 9 and a bit, maybe 9.2, 9.4, that's I'm talking thousands, 9,400 in the Bitcoin price, and we were looking at these lows. So if you can see it there, these lows back in around the 20-somethings of January, so mid to late January, a lot of lows are popping up there. We're looking at that as being resistance to the current trend. So that was looking at support there, and then it broke the support. And then as we watch this market start to progress north again, we were looking at 10,000 being one of those round numbers that, psychological level, trying to push through that. There's also the resistance of those lows, previous support becoming resistance. There's also the 50% fib lines that we're looking at. So that's a major fib there. This is the range of the most current major low, so the low that ended the bear market and started this mega bull market that we saw from 2015, $162, and then the high of 19,891. So that the midway point, 10,026, and you can see we've touched on 10,000 just in the last day. So yesterday we hit that, and the top was 10,176, but you can see it closed under that 50% point, and there are all these very minuscule details that are important to be aware of if you're getting into the nitty-gritty of trading. So that is potentially a minor sign of weakness. You'd want to see it close above the 50%, and I'm not just picking this one point here. This shows up time and time again. You can see with the 50% on the drop down, those 50% levels were in concrete before that even happened. Now I'm getting into a little bit of esoteric stuff, so I'll leave that be. But let's just concentrate on the current market action here. Today's market, we have pushed higher than yesterday, so that's a good sign. But we are waiting for the close, which will happen tomorrow at 10 o'clock Australian non-daylight saving time. Anyway, UTC 10. There you go. It's right in the bottom of the screen. UTC 10. So 10 hours from the mean. That's when we have our close of the market, and that will be a nice sign of understanding what the strength is. I think we'll probably see it push higher. Reason being is it's looking strong at the moment. The volume is to the upside. You can see as we have up bars, the volume is increasing, which is a good sign. And when we have the reversal bars, sometimes down bars, you can see that the volume drops off. So it doesn't look like there is a lot of selling interest, and people who are selling, well, yeah, there's not many people that are selling, and it looks like it's getting snapped up if it is going on sale. Then the buyers come back in the next couple of days and we start to push to new highs. 10,000 looks like it may clear. We might have a little bit of reversal, but I think it'll push on from there. And then we've got a lot of trend lines that were resistance along the way, just like this high to high, this green line here. So that is connecting some of the major highs. This is a major high back in earlier January. That is around the area before we started on the bull. Well, before we started on the second stage of the bull market. I'm saying that because that high in January is kind of a double top with the high, the previous all-time high, which was back in December 2013. So that's a major level. It broke through that, and then we took off from that point there. So I've connected that high with the previous high before we went parabolic, and we've come back to test that. You can see here at the green point, today's price action is testing that. If we pop it on a log scale, that the other importance to that trend line is that was resisting the market until we pushed clear, went for our parabolic run to nearly 20,000, and then you can see here again that as we came back down from the highs, it broke through that parabolic, the log resistance. And when it broke through it with a lot of strength, just pushed through that, fell, came back to test it, and we fell away. That's why that trend line is of greater importance than your typical, other trend lines that you may draw in the market that are, just connecting hourly bars or stuff like that. That's how you rate the strength of the market. So we're still under that line at the moment. Doesn't mean we're not going to continue higher, but it may find some trouble to get back above that. So that is my analysis of Bitcoin at the moment. What I'm doing from here, still adding to my position because I like that we are much lower than those extreme euphoric highs that we saw. I'm much happier adding to my position, and I use the Bitcoin to buy other other altcoins, ICOs, anything like that, which we'll talk about in other videos. But I'd rather buy cheap money than expensive money, essentially. So that's where we are right now. That's what I'm using this chart as. That's what I'm using it to understand the strength of the market. On reversal days, I'll buy a bit more, and as we tank a bit lower, if we go a bit lower, even if we go lower than 8 grand, 7 grand, then I'll just add to my position just slightly heavier. I'm long-term bullish, so that is the way I am playing this market. Question for the day for this video is, how are you playing the Bitcoin market? That can be a range of things. Are you looking to use this time? Are you looking at it the same way I'm looking at it? Are you looking at building your position? Are you looking at buying cheap money, as I said? Well, how are you viewing the Bitcoin market at the moment, and what are you doing to take action? I think it's a really good talking point and something that we can all address and hopefully learn from each other in the comment section down below. I'll leave it there. You can join us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can ask your questions over there too. Once again, thanks again for joining me, Jason Pizzino, on the Crypto Byte channel. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.